Introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with, is it Riano or Riano? Can you teach me?
Riano.
Riano McFarland, author and
That's it.
entertainer. And we're here to discuss his most recent audiobook release called Famous. Riano, take it away. Tell the people a little something about yourself.
I think, with me, my story starts all over the place. My dad was in the Air Force, and I joined the Air Force back in 1983. And I wanted to kind of follow in his footsteps. And it took me to Europe, and I learned a lot from being there. And I started writing. I just started writing about stuff, poetry and different things. And I was working for a general over there. And by working for him, I learned the art of writing, art of communicating. And from that point, I just knew it's what I wanted to do. Now I came to Vegas, became an entertainer. And from that point, you just start learning to deal with people, learning how to work with people, and learning how to understand the way they think. And that's how I came up with the idea of famous, because everyone wants to be famous, but nobody really understands what that is until you get there.
It's so deep that you say that, because a lot I relate to this main character so much, because I ain't young. I'm 29. I'm in my discovery phase. I'm pushing 30. I'm like, maybe it's time for me to crack down and focus on something. My 20s, I spent exploring, doing fun, wacky things, traveling.
Of course.
And I'm like, man, I related to that main character so much throughout my read. And I was like, man, that is crazy how relatable he was. And I'm glad you're also a military man, a vet. Thank you so much for your service.
Hey, thank you.
So many of my best friends, childhood friends, high school friends, a lot of them went to the military. And, their experiences varied, but for the most part, they had a great time. It really instilled some great values in you. They intelligent young brothers. And I was tempted to go. A lot of them was like, man, Rodney, why didn't you join with me? My best friend in the Air Force. He's still out in California now. I visited him recently. He's doing well. I'm like, man, y'all military boys, y'all are some intelligent, passionate people. And it's good to see y'all doing something.
Well, we do our best. We do our best.
We appreciate you. So what was your inspiration for this particular book? I know you have a couple of books under your belt, but for Famous, what was your inspiration for it?
Actually, I was writing another book, and it's about a boy and his father looking for their dog. And when they do find him, everyone knows the dog by that time. So the boy asks the dog, or the boy asks his father, is Barney famous? And his dad says, I think he is. And that set off that mindset. We all have this idea in our head what we need to do to become famous, but it's always almost wrong, because fate has things it throws in our way, and it says, nah, that's not what I have planned for you. And then it's zoom, and that zoom is where famous happens. It's where it happens.
I get that. That is so cool. And it's all perspective. Like you say, you never know what somebody else's perspective of this object, this person, this thing, what their perspective is. And for all you know, they could already be famous. In your eyes, they may not be there, or they may be. Everybody's experience is different. And way
was
you
the point with
explained it,
Alexander's father, because he thought his father was just a construction worker. And the man was the most famous person he knew.
And he didn't know it. It's so crazy. Oh man, it was so cool. And even like the direction you take with your storytelling. I've only read this is the one book of yours that I've read, but the way you blend facts and fiction, like I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't read it yet, but that third act of the book, I was like, yo, it turned into an action movie. It was deep. So tell me a little bit about that. Your writing style. I love it. I do love it.
I write what I call in linear fashion. I see the movie and I struggle to capture it. I'm thinking the whole time, okay, how can I write this that other people can see it? And I'm envisioning this the entire time. I see the movie and I'm writing. And I don't go back and edit blocks and come back and say, okay, I need to do this. No, I don't do that. I write in a linear fashion, and the story comes to me as I'm writing it. What I do, though, is make sure the facts are straight, because the one thing that really screws up a story is when you're reading, you're into it, and you see something that's just blatantly wrong. And then it just screws up your whole mindset. So I make sure that my facts are straight and that the story is plausible, because if it's not believable, you can't immerse yourself in it. That's my process.
Immersion.
Find the story, find the facts, make it believable.
Immersion is the word to describe this book. Like, you are immersed. I do this for a living. I narrate books all the time, but this one in particular, I was like zoned in. My first read, I was like, okay, this is good. And then being able to bring those characters to life, I had a blast narrating this. I appreciate you for giving me the chance to narrate this.
I heard your voice. I knew it was the one.
Thank you so much. And even your writing style. So one of my questions on here was, do you see this book or any of your books taking on a different form? You mentioned movies, and it's like, it was so vivid. Your writing style was so vivid. Do you see potential,
I see every book as a movie. The movie is in my head. And like I said, I'm struggling to capture the images and present them in a way that the reader sees them too. That's always my struggle. So yeah, I mean, every book is a movie. The audiobook, when you listen to it and sit back and close your eyes and listen to you, it's a movie. I see it. And that's what I want everybody else to do,
That is so cool. I love that. I love that. You are creative. This book is definitely, I can't wait to share with a couple of my friends. One of my best friends from childhood. He is a muscle car head. He loves old school cars. He has a 63 Dodge Dart and a 73 Chevelle his dad gave to him before he passed. And it's like, when I was like, I'm giving you a copy of this, Darius, because you need to listen to this book and do some heritage digging into your dad. He already knows a few things about him, but he's gonna love this book. Are you a muscle car fan? Are you a car guy? Like,
I was, man. My dad, when I was younger, he had a Chevy Bel Air with a 454 Police Interceptor engine in it, right? My uncle had a Dodge Demon with a 440. My other uncle had a Shelby Mustang and every Corvette that rolled off the line up 1976, right? So yeah, I come from a line of muscle car heads, man. But the book itself, the car intrigued me. The Black Panther just intrigued me because it's such a rare vehicle. I've never seen one, but I've always wanted to. Wow. I'm like, well, you know what? I can do this. I can create my own. And I did. I brought it to life in a believable way.
You definitely did. That Black Phantom, it felt like it was a living character in the book. Like, it had personality. It had a flair. It was a rhinoceros under that hood.
When it rolls up, you just know it's about to go down. You just know.
It's going down. It's going down.
I think my favorite character in the book, aside from Alexander, was Sandy. Totally unexpected, but zoned in. I mean, the absolute epitome of a race car driver.
It's funny you say that, because that was one of my questions. Who is your personal favorite character? And Sandy ended up being mine too. She feisty, man. She feisty. She's dangerous. And for that to be like the love interest, for the story, I thought would be like a heritage tale, finding introspective, discovering your heritage. It ended up being a beautiful little love story. Man.
Yeah, it was all of those things. It was all of those things. And that was the intention, right? I think love is a part of life. And without it, you really can't enjoy anything. Think of it. That story without Sandy would have just been a car story. She brought depth to it, and she brought believability to it. And she brought her sandiness to it,
She's spicy.
Yeah, I mean, she's focused, but she's a girly girl,
Yeah, a little bit of both.
She's the kind of girl, if she pulled up beside you at the gas station, you would stop.
But yeah, without a doubt. I say you're a Vegas guy, so you've seen some powerful, beautiful women out that way. I bet
every Saturday.
I went to Vegas for my first time like a month or two ago when I was out in Cali. I just drove out there to meet some people, and I had a ball. It was a fun place.
It's impossible not to have a ball.
It's impossible. I didn't know you could pay for when you go to a casino out there, they'll let you pay for your drinks by just playing the machine. I'm like, really? I'm not even a gambling type guy, but I was like, I guess I'll play a few to pay for these drinks.
You put $20 in, the drinks are in the house. Because the longer they have you drinking, the longer they got you playing them buddy, man. They got you.
That's true. It's a system, but it's a system that works. So if me and my boys go out there, hey, me and my boys gonna have a ball when we go out there. Back to Famous, though. I haven't, like I mentioned, I haven't read any of your other books, but I appreciate. I guess I would ask, what is your target audience, or who is your target audience with this book? Teens, adults, because you have a tasteful writing style, even for the love scenes. It was tasteful, and I like that. I like that.
I like to write for people who like intelligently written prose, but researched. I mean, it's easy to say, oh yeah, we got busy in the back seat, right? It's a whole nother thing when, oh, check him out. He wants some attention here.
What's up, little baby? Oh, he posing and everything.
Yeah, he's a little show off. But the thing is with Famous, my target audience is people who, I want to say young adults, but also intelligent readers, you know, because intelligent readers, they understand the difference. And my writing style is addictive for intelligent readers. The word selection, the cadence of the sentences, it draws you in so that you're not just reading a book, you're experiencing a story.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. The way the cadence, that's, ooh, your vocabulary is sexy. Cadence is the word. Like, it immersed you. The cadence, the feel, the inflection, the descriptive, even like a couple of the like the streetcar races, like the way the pull up, the tension that built, like me reading it to myself, I was like, oh, this, I like that. I like that. Ooh,
it's all about the details. It's all about the right details.
Absolutely.
To be believable. I mean, if I said that a 68 Chevy did a quarter mile in 3 seconds, no one would believe that, right?
Right.
I mean, if they did, it was a dragster, but it wouldn't be believable. So I try to make them believable by making the facts believable. And by doing that, you get intelligent readers, but you also get young readers who are interested in the material.
Absolutely. I agree. So with Famous, would you consider a sequel, or how do you feel about multi-book stories? Because I can see you maybe doing a sequel too.
I could definitely see a sequel to Famous. I've written several books with sequels. My first book was called Jake's Dragon, and it's about a boy who discovers a dragon. Now you'd think, okay, well, another dragon story. Not another dragon story.
Okay.
I created an entirely new mythology around dragons. So it's not about dragons as it is as much about us as people. These dragons, they embody the humanity that we had sometimes forgotten.
Wow.
So yeah, I like writing sequels. I like to leave enough thread hanging to make a whole new suit if I need to. And like Famous is one of those.
I love that. I love that. Riano, you are a creative genius, if you don't mind me saying. The writing style, everything about it, I love it. Any final thoughts for our future listeners, viewers, readers, anything like that regarding Famous, or anything really?
Whatever this guy has narrated, get it, because your voice is so immersive. It's like taking a warm bath. I've read Famous a dozen times, but when you read Famous, I listened to it completely in a new way. And I appreciate that about you. But yeah, read it. I'll send you something else and we'll get this going again.
Let me know. We're mixing and mingling now, Riano. So whatever you got, we chatting, we're making magic happen at this point.
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Well, thank you so much for this lovely little interview. Do you have social media? Can people reach you at your social media? You know,
I do. I got a webpage called RianoMcFarland.com where you can see all my books. I'm also on Facebook under Riano the Author. Also on Instagram at Riano the Author. And also on Twitter at Riano Sings or at Riano 1963. Either way, you can find me. I'm there.
He's here, folks. And you all know where to find me, Rodney Tompkins on Facebook, Big Badada on Twitter and Instagram. Big Badada. It's just a weird nickname that just stuck with me, and I just use it for everything. Big Badada. Riano, thank you so much. How's the air quality out there? You healthy? You good? Because I know it's
I'm good. I stay in when it's windy because the dust can kill you.
I get you. Yeah, we've been going through this weird air quality thing over here in Midwest Michigan, so I'm I'm staying indoors for the most part, but you know, you can't stress and worry.
Use all those masks I didn't use during the pandemic, so hey.
I got a couple stockpiled too. I can throw them on. I got a reason. Thank you so much for this interview. You be blessed, stay safe, and we'll be talking, man. We'll be in touch.
Thank you. Peace out.
Peace.